All right. Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by our friends at Southeast Termite and Pest Control. It is starting to warm up, and that means mosquitoes will soon be back around. You can keep them out of your yard with Southeast Termite and Pest Control's seasonal service. They miss trees, shrubs, decks, patios, all environmentally friendly, all pet friendly. Sign up for their April through September seasonal service and get October free. And that's right, April through September, sign up now and you'll get October's treatment free. That graphic you're seeing there with that car, that is the 1971 Ford Maverick. That was the first car in the Southeast Termite and Pest Control fleet. We tell you every week that this is a family-owned business that's been around for a while. That's how far they go back. The first car was a Ford Maverick in 1971. Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Call them for your mosquito control needs. Do it now. All right. Want to get into the Tennessee secondary, preview that. Let's go ahead and put this graphic up. And let's just leave this graphic up for a second here. Grades from everybody on last year. I just want to quickly point out, Tennessee ranked 4th in the SEC in passing yards allowed last year. Only 2 teams had more interceptions inside the SEC last year. So your grade for the secondary?
I'm going to go with a B. I would have given them a B+, but I got a caveat.
Okay.
B.
B.
Solid B, yeah.
Solid B's. All right. Better or worse in 2015 secondary? Better or worse?
Better.
Okay. He says better.
Better. You lose one guy, you got more depth.
Okay.
And maybe even significantly better if you can be from the B, and especially with the depth. Yeah, appreciably better.
Yeah, and I think they'll be. I think they're also aided. Pass rush looks to get better this year too.
Right.
And that should help the secondary even more, which the final big question here, will a year older necessarily mean a year better for this secondary? Cam Sutton looks like just an absolute star. Then you throw in guys like Manuel Mosley. It's really the only loss is Justin Coleman, who did well for himself at the NFL Combine, by the way. Did you have a caveat you wanted to throw out?
Well, my caveat was that Tennessee played great with the exception of, what was it, 3 receivers that just lit them up.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah,
everything else they stopped. Yeah, Amari Cooper, the other Cooper.
Of course,
the
those
other guy
guys,
might have been named Cooper.
Amari Cooper let everybody up.
You know, but other than that, I thought that they were very good.
Okay. Better. Well, does older mean better?
In this case, it does. I think it does. Older does mean better because you're talking about older, talented athletes.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to make them better. The experience, some of the hesitations are going to be lost. And I'm going to go with Chuck. I said better. I think appreciably better, but in this case, older does mean better.
And in Cam Sutton's case, I'm going to let somebody else run back punts. You know, I'm going to take that off his plate and find somebody else to do that.
Keep him healthy.
Yes.
Okay.
I think better because I think they were better last year than the previous year, in part because they were learning a scheme. Now they're in the 3rd year of the scheme. So I think that helps, a better knowledge of your scheme. Your athletes are more veteran, as we talked about. I do think they'll be
And
appreciably
even
better.
like a young player, don't forget Todd Kelly Jr., you know, Brian Randolph. I mean, to me, it's a contract year for Cam Sutton. It's really, in a lot of ways, what he's playing for.
And I think not only will the pass rush help them, they're going to help the pass rush. Because if you remember back through some of these bad Tennessee defenses, guys were just open. I mean, immediately, you couldn't have a pass rush. I think these guys will help the pass rush be better because they're going to be able to keep these guys contained.
Yeah. John, you mentioned an interesting number. I think if you hold a team to opponents to 54% completion rate nowadays, that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
You also had more interceptions than touchdown passes allowed. Another good number.
That's a very good number. It'll be interesting for me to see how they use Cam Sutton. Do they, you know, is he to the point now where you move him around on the field all the time, where you can do different things with him, or are you still going to be pretty vanilla and just he's on this side, this guy's on this side, this is what we do? Or do you now have a guy that you feel we can use him in a lot of different ways to disguise other things we're doing, because he looks like a real pro talent moving forward. All right. When we come back, for the love of Pete, the Lady Vols name is back in the news. Now a national website is getting involved. I'm going to give my advice to UT. We'll see if these guys agree or disagree with it. Come on back on the Sports Source.